What's the best time for them to pick up the phone and say, hey, Ken, I'm ready to go ahead and get a mortgage?
We can give them an idea of what their payments are going to look like, principal and interest, taxes, everything included. There's no obligation, there's no money up front.
Right.
Just an honest conversation, and then
I kept finding lenders that had a lot of information, but they didn't relate to me.
who you work with matters, right? That's the oldest saying in the book.
So when do you recommend someone contacting you when they're ready to buy? During that buying process, should they contact you when they're thinking about it, when they've got all their pay stubs together? What's the best time for them to pick up the phone and say, hey, Ken, I'm ready to go ahead and get a mortgage?
If you're considering buying a home,
Okay.
if you and your fiance or you and your spouse or you and your parents, whichever, decide that they want to purchase a home and they see a home that they like, the first thing you should do is contact a realtor. That's what most people do.
Right.
Contact a realtor, and the realtor will then recommend, a mortgage representative. But a lot of times people contact us first as well. And, we have a very strong client base that we also, work with. So we know the top realtors in the area and people that should, they should be considering. So we help that way. But immediately, all you can do, we can run a soft credit pull. It's not anything that's going to affect your credit or anything like that. We can give them an idea of what their payments are going to look like, principal and interest, taxes, everything included. And then we can even give them a breakdown. Hey, you're looking at $15,000 in closing total. You'll need about this much money just to make them feel comfortable. And there's no commitment or anything. It's just having a conversation just like we are today.
Right.
And then, hopefully when they're ready, they think about us on the way back,
Makes sense. So even if they go through you, they're not obligated to continue, but of course, they're probably going to want to.
Correct. There's no obligation. There's no money up front.
Right.
Just an honest conversation, and then, we refer them back to the realtor to, here's what they're looking at. Here's their financial well-being without sharing it. We just say, they're approved up to this much, and then we back them from there.
And then they get to go shopping.
Then they go shopping. I call it the Willy Wonka's golden ticket. You got your golden ticket, go shopping.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm newer to real estate. And the first thing that I learned and the first thing that I was taught was, hey, make sure that you find a lender that you can trust. When it comes to finding a lender that you can trust, I noticed this. I kept finding lenders that had a lot of information, but they didn't relate to me. They couldn't connect. They were giving me information that didn't really make sense. And until I ran into you. And every single conversation that we have had, it has gotten better and better. I appreciate that, by the way.
You're welcome.
But when it comes to finding a lender that you can trust, how do you feel like anybody in the audience can go about making sure that they get that done?
Well, who you work with matters, right? That's the oldest saying in the book. And you can use that in a lot of different forms of sales. Not so much from a mortgage perspective, but I like to create a relationship with the realtors, and they become friends where you just have basic conversations. And I think that's how you build trust, is just getting to know someone and, if they're genuine or not, if they're giving you the best answer, not always the sales answer. I think a lot of salespeople, not only in our industry, but and sometimes younger salespeople, not to pick on younger salespeople, but they like to regurgitate everything they learn, and they want to tell you everything they know.
Right.
Here's your rate. Here's this. I'm the cheapest guy. I can close in 30 days. That's great. We can all close in 30 days. We can all give you a great interest rate, but you want to work with someone you know and trust, someone that you can confide in when it hits the fan. Somebody's going to be there in the trenches with you. And that's, you gain more trust in the trenches than you do when everything's great. I feel that way.
That's definitely true.
Yeah.
Definitely true. I will say anytime I've had an experience with a client that they were in the trenches, that's the best way to put it, it has been probably the best thing for that entire relationship.
Yeah.
They've become friends from that, and it just evolves that friendship from there and become return clients.
Right.
So
when you come out on the other side of that, you're just like, you realize, the person got their dream house, or the real estate agent got the deal closed, or the mortgage guy got, we got it done really fast. When you come out on the other side of that, you've built something together.
Yeah.
It's teamwork, and I'm a big coach teamwork type guy. That's
Yeah.
You know, I'm a hockey coach by trade, and you know, as a dad and a hockey dad, like that's everything we teach is
Yeah.
teamwork. Work hard together, and you know, good things are going to happen.
Exactly.